Most men quit on their fat loss journey not because something simply isn't working, but simply because they're not getting results as quickly as they had hoped for. In business, we call this ROI. And what ROI means is return on your investment. So when you don't feel like you're getting the return based off of the investment you're putting in, money, then you don't feel like the investment is worth your time or money. When we're talking about fitness, that investment is your time, the hours you're spending in the gym, and your effort, the effort you're putting in. And so when you're already a busy man and you're working 50, 60 plus hours a week, you have multiple kids, you have a family to take care of, and you have a social life. And then on the side, you're spending 5, 8, 10 hours a week in the gym, you're meal prepping on the weekends, you're not drinking alcohol, you're doing all the things that you feel like you should be doing to get results, and you step on the scale, you look in the mirror, and you don't see the changes. That's when you feel like you're not getting the return on the investment you're putting in, which is your time and effort. And so maybe you're spending time tracking your calories. You feel like after every single meal, you sit down, you pull out your tracking app, you plug your numbers in, you're putting your food on the scale, you're doing all the right things, but then you step on the weight scale, you look in the mirror, you take your progress pictures, and you're not seeing any changes. You quit because you feel like the effort you're putting in isn't giving you the return that you would like. This is exactly what my client Cody Morgan was struggling with before we started working together. Cody's an entrepreneur and he had a lot of weight to lose. He was working out multiple times per week while working 60 hours plus at his business and just was not seeing the results. He even cut out alcohol. He had all these injuries he was dealing with and he was just super frustrated. And so whether for you that's eating healthy, working out, or supplements, for him, like he could not get the ROI, the return on the investment he wanted for his body. With the few simple tweaks that we made, which is a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about in a second, he was able to get the ROI and lose over 55 pounds in less than a year. So with your result, you could either change the input, which is the actions that you're taking, or you could change the output, which is the results. Ideally, we want to optimize both. We want to optimize the input, the results, the plan, etc. And we want to optimize the output, which is the results that we actually expect to get in the first place. And so the way that we do that is, number one, we fix the input, which is the amount of work that you're doing. And number two, we fix the output, which is your expectations on the work that you're doing. If you could fix both of those things, that's going to help you lose fat at a faster rate and help your perceived likelihood of achievement for your goals. What would happen if you did both? You expected less out of the work you put in, and you also expected it to take a little longer. And so David Goggins calls this entitlement. What entitlement means to him is thinking you are working harder than you actually are. So when you feel like you're putting in all this work in the gym, but you're truly not, that's when you start to get this entitled mindset and you start to blame excuses and outside circumstances. And I'm here to tell you that no, it's not your metabolism. No, it's not your age. No, it's not your genetics. There are 4 common mistakes that men make that stop them from seeing the results that they want. The most common mistake I see is you're eating healthy, but you're underestimating how many calories you are actually eating. I call this caloric awareness, being aware of the calories that you're consuming on a daily basis. You lie to yourself about how many calories that you're actually eating. You track when you feel like it and you forget when you don't. Or maybe you just don't even track at all. So you tell yourself you're barely eating, you tell yourself you're eating the right amount of calories, but the truth is you have no idea. Most people are horrible, including myself, at estimating the calories that you're eating, especially when you're eating calorie-dense foods. When you look at 2 different bowls, you could have one bowl of oatmeal on the left, one bowl of oatmeal on the right, and you could eyeball and think that they're the same amount, but they can be off by multiple hundreds of calories. There's a big difference between perceived calories, which is the calories I think I'm eating, and the actual calories that I'm consuming. So what I want you to do is I want you to commit for the next 30 days to tracking every single item that goes into your mouth. I'm talking your drinks you're having, I'm talking the vegetables you're having, I'm talking the snacks, the licks, the bites, the extra pieces of nuts that you're eating when you're in the office. I'm talking every single thing that goes into your mouth for the next 30 days. And you will be shocked at what you're actually eating on a daily basis. Don't forget about those hidden calories. I'm talking about the olive oils you're using to cook on your food, which can be a couple hundred calories here. Talking about the couple grabs of chips you have throughout the day. You think they're not a big deal, but they truly are adding up. And because you're underestimating how many calories you're eating, you think that you're eating 2,000 calories, but the truth is you're eating 2,800 calories. Every single week, you feel like you're in a calorie deficit and you feel like you're not eating enough, but the truth is you're eating more than you actually are. If you're not losing weight at a good rate, the odds are you're eating more calories than you think. The second most common reason men are not seeing fat loss as quickly as they would like is you're not not properly tracking your progress. This was the exact problem that my client Osen had before we even started. Maybe you weigh yourself randomly throughout the week and you have no predictability on how your body is progressing. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself that there's actually no difference, but you have no idea. So now what happens is you're making all these emotional, irrational decisions based off of your results and what you see in the mirror, which is a horrible way to go about any type of plan. What I do in my program is I have you track your progress in 5 main different ways. The first way is I have you weigh yourself every single morning. And the way that you want to weigh yourself is you don't want to weigh yourself at the gym. You don't want to weigh yourself after dinner. You don't want to weigh yourself in the afternoon. You need to weigh yourself first thing in the morning, every morning, after you go to the bathroom and before you eat. The way that we do this is the reason we do this is that way we can get an average on your weekly weigh-ins, and it's at a consistent time, and it's when you're completely fasted. That's the first way. The second way is to take weekly progress pictures. Every single week, what I have my clients do is I have them take pictures of their body once per week in the same fasted state on the same day. This way we can assess how your body is progressing week after week after week. Then what my athletes do is they track their weights in the gym. This is a data-driven approach. So we track our weights in the gym, and I make sure that every single week, either we're getting stronger or our muscles are progressing. So you might not see the strength increases on a weekly basis, but over time, when we look back 1 month, 2 months, 3 months down the road, you're like, wow, I've gotten stronger on bench press. I've gotten stronger on squats. I've gotten stronger on deadlifts, etc. Number 4, we are very aware of how your clothes are fitting. So let's say, for example, you haven't seen the weight loss progress on the scale. Scale is exactly the same. However, when you put your pants on, you're noticing you have to use an extra belt loop. Boom, you've been seeing great progress. So you become very aware on how your clothes are fitting on your body. And then 5th is energy levels. Let's say your energy levels have skyrocketed and you're able to push through the day towards 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's a huge win. There's actually 10 ways that we use to track progress, but those are the 5 ways that you need to start right now. Data-driven results are the best way to measure your progress. This way, when you hit any type of plateau, you feel like you're not seeing the results you want, you're gonna be able to make those changes. Write these numbers down. Don't have these numbers in your head, in the back of your head. You need to have these numbers written down. Number 3 is you're eating back the calories that you're burning. This is a horrible mistake. This is why you're not getting the results as quickly as you would like. I remember I used to do this all the time. I used to have a really heavy, crazy leg day, and then I would go to the burger joint and reward myself with a burger because I felt like I needed the extra calories. And studies showed, yes, you are more hungry after a hard workout, but you should not eat back those calories that you burn. So you're literally overestimating how many calories you're burning in a workout, because the truth is, just because it's a hard workout doesn't mean you burn that many extra calories. And then you're underestimating how many calories you're eating for the day. So it's this constant vicious cycle of you underestimating what you're eating and you're overestimating what you're burning. Just because your Apple Watch says you burned X amount of calories doesn't mean you can go eat those calories back. Don't do this. This is a huge mistake. Your reward for a hard workout in the gym, your reward for a hard cardio session, your reward for being tired and hungry is not extra food. Your reward is the body you get to see in the next month or 2. It's a future version of yourself. Stop rewarding yourself with food and reward yourself with your body. The number 4 mistake that most men make, and this is why they're not seeing fat loss as quickly as they would like, is they don't know the difference between fat loss and weight loss. They're only tracking their weight. They are not the same thing. You can be losing fat, but not losing weight. And there are 3 instances where this really can happen. First, maybe you're pretty new to working out. So when you're newer to working out, your body's gonna build more lean muscle than someone who's more advanced. So what's gonna happen is as you're losing body fat, you're also building muscle. The second thing is maybe you've come back from a long break of training. So maybe you had an injury, maybe you're sick, maybe work was just crazy and you haven't been able to work out in a long time. Now you're back at it, and so you have that extra muscle stimulus, which helps you build more muscle as you're losing body fat. Third, maybe you're not training as hard as you thought you were. Even though you've been working out for years, you've never been on like a structured nutrition plan, you've never been on a structured workout routine. So what happens is once you actually get structured, you start tracking your macros, you have a structured training program, you're not doing random workouts, your body receives that stimulus, and now you're building some serious lean muscle. And so as you're losing body fat, you're building muscle, and the weight on the scale might not be changing, but you're losing fat along your waist. You're dropping inches on your waist, on the scale, etc. So you're getting results, but you're not tracking them properly. So now your perceived likelihood of achievement in your head, the results in your head, you feel like you're not getting the results you want, but you actually are. And so the 4 reasons you're not seeing fat loss fast enough. Number one, you're eating healthy, but you're actually underestimating how many calories you're eating. Get crystal clear on exactly how many calories you're eating and stop not tracking your hidden calories that you should be tracking on a daily basis. The second thing is you're just not tracking your progress properly. You should be using multiple metrics to track your progress, at least 5. This way, when you're not seeing changes on the scale, you're gonna be able to track and know that you're on the right track. Number 3 is you're eating back the calories you're burning. When you have a hard leg workout, when you have a hard cardio session, you're already gonna be extra hungry. And so what happens is your brain receives that signal that you're extra hungry, so you go and eat more calories and you eat those calories back, which leads you to a vicious cycle. Don't do this. And then number 4 is you don't know the difference between fat loss and weight loss. They're two completely different things. And the odds are 99% of you watching this right now, your goal is fat loss, not weight loss. So you should be understanding that and know that you're not gonna be dropping weight on the scale as quickly as you would like. If you could change the 2 things we talked about at the beginning, you could change the input, you could understand that your results and your expectations are gonna take longer and more work than you think. And then number 2, you could change the output. You could think that your goal you want, maybe that's losing 50 pounds, losing 40 pounds, is gonna take longer than you expect. When you change the input and you change the output, you're going to have a different understanding on how quickly or slowly you should be seeing the results you want. This is why you need to properly assess your progress, because you're a busy dude who doesn't need to be wasting your time spinning your wheels in the gym. If you're done wasting your time and you would like more help and you're done guessing on what you should be doing to get results at a faster rate, what I want you to do is fill out the link in the description below and I will reach out to you personally to give you more info to see how I could best help and we could work together. If you got value from this video, make sure you drop any questions you have in the comment section, like this, and subscribe for future content. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.